Good morning. Good morning. We are live this morning on the B Cup. I never know when it's actually going to start, but I think it's starting now. There's a lag. So, good morning. It's the B Cup. It's December 27th. Yes, I'm going to do a disclaimer, and somebody wrote a comment about my disclaimer that I'll say in a second here. But good morning. The disclaimer is I'm Buck Angel. I do not speak for any organization, LGBTQ, transgender specifically. Yes, I'm a transsexual man, but I only speak for my own self and my own life and my own path and my own story. I do not represent a community. Bless you. Love you. Let's go. Hi, kids. Hi, Philip. Good morning, my friend. And good morning, Kaja. Something or other. Coffee. You have your coffee. The most important part of this show is coffee. Because that's why it's called the B Cup, my friends. So, we're going to talk a little bit about taking care of ourselves today, especially because of the holidays. There's a lot of family drama, there's a lot of things happening. It's your fault for making your name Kadajalam. I don't even know what that means. So, you can explain it to me and I can maybe pronounce it a little bit better. If you haven't been on the show before, I do. Good morning, Sarah. It's nice to see you. I do YouTube Live simultaneously with Facebook Live, but I always start my YouTube a little earlier because I'm still getting a little bit used to it. So here we go, kids. We're going to start, and then I can spend a little private time with you before Facebook. So let's go. Why do I keep rubbing in my ear? It's so weird. It feels like a nervous habit. Feels like a nervous habit for some reason. I don't really know why. So yeah, there you go, Philip. Okay, so let's go. We're gonna go live on Facebook now. Here we go. Oh, oh gosh, my internet connection is always awesome. Hi, kids. Good morning. It's Facebook Live, the B Cup, and it's December 27th. And I'm going again, YouTube, sorry. And I'm going to tell you my disclaimer real quick, and that is that I do not represent any community. I am not the leader of a community. I'm just a voice in a massive, gigantic world. And I don't represent the LGBTQ community. I don't represent the transgender community. And I'm a transsexual man. So my opinions are my opinions only and have nothing to do with any community. It's just my thoughts, and I encourage you to have thoughts and opinions as well. Let's go, kids. Good morning, Andy and Stacy and Sarah. Everything is awesome. I hope that you're okay too. I feel very empowered. I feel very much like coming to the end of a year that was a little bit weird. And I feel like this next year, I don't know why. I always say that at the end of the year, but this one feels very special to me. So, good morning, Casey and Alistair and everybody. We're going to talk a little bit this morning about taking care of ourselves because holiday times usually cause a lot of drama, a lot of family stuff happening, a lot of just energy, giving, and maybe not receiving back. So sometimes that takes a lot out of us. Oh, thanks, Sarah. That's so sweet. Alistair says, I think I need coffee now. Get your coffee because we're going to have a nice little talk here, okay? And you know, coffee is my favorite thing in the world. Second is cannabis. But I don't do cannabis in the daytime. I only do it at night when I need to relax and go to sleep. I use it for sleeping medicine. So good morning, Brendan. It's true. Self-care actually for myself. Good morning, Alex, and good morning, Gay FDM Book is on board. Hello. Good morning. So with foam, my friend, I have a lot of foam this morning. So yes, self-care is a very, very difficult thing. I think for myself, for sure, I have a lot of problems just stopping, saying it's okay, dude. You can take a little break. You can just give yourself you can bake yourself a whole batch of cookies and eat them. It's totally, that's self-care for me. Eating a whole bunch of cookies, but I forget to do that, and I know you do too. We all do. It's a thing that I think, well, for myself, that I just think that I have to be constantly giving, and I forget that you can only give so much. You can only give so much until eventually your gas tank becomes empty. And then a lot of things happen from an empty gas tank. When you run out of gas, you crash, you stop, you can't go, and then you have to go over there and refuel, walk to the gas station with a can of gas. Takes a whole bunch of time. When if you would have just filled up your gas tank before it got empty, you wouldn't have run out of gas. Call AAA, have to find the gas station. So really, it's the same thing as your car. Again, I know I use a car a lot as an example, but it's real. I mean, I think my body is very similar to a car as well as yours. We have to continually do maintenance on ourselves in order for our cars, our vessels, right? These are our vessels to move forward through the world. And your vessel will not carry you through the world if you don't take care of it, right? If it doesn't work, you cannot move forward. So, GFDM Book says, I've been reminding myself how important exercise is. It gives me the brain space to, yes, and that is my thing as well. Exercise is my therapy. It's if I don't go and I don't work out, I start to feel very depressed. I start to feel like just down and out. That is my therapy. It is something that makes me feel good about myself. And it's not necessarily because, I feel like I have to be that. It's more really a lot of my exercise and going to the gym is mental for me. It is a way, it makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel focused. It makes me feel like I am doing something for me. So in a sense, the gym is self-care for me. And when I miss my self-care, I do feel like I have gypped out myself on something, and that's not cool. So remember, you must understand what self-care is. And self-care is saying to myself, I don't feel great today. I don't feel positive today. I don't feel like I'm giving myself enough. That is when you know you have to stop whatever is going on in your life and turn the energy back onto yourself. Oh, hi, Steve. Steve is on board with us. Steve is the owner of Perfect Fit Brand, all those things you see in the back here. He's the owner of Perfect Fit Brand and the guy that helped us bring the buck off, and the Kiss X and the Fun Boy and all the amazing toys that we have today. So it's nice to see you, Steve. Thanks for coming on board. So Alistair says, art also helped me discover. Yes, totally. Art is awesome. Roman says, same. I don't know how people cope with being immobile. It's difficult. Stacy says, I think I've been so anxiety, sad, depressed. Now I'm getting physically sick, another cold. Okay. Stacy, you're not focusing on you. Now, I'm not going to give you the Trampaw lecture, but stop. We'll talk offline, but there's a reason why you're feeling like that. You're not, I'm going to say it again. I really believe in some kind of exercise. I don't think you need to go to the gym. You don't need to pump weights. Yoga, walking, physical exercise will change your life. It will change your life. It really will. And it's something that you really have to think about as part of eating, exercise, meditation. These are all self-care, and they're all taking care of your what? Vessel. If you don't think of your body as, good morning, Riley. It's nice to see you, my friend. And SN, nice to see you. Besos. Buenos dias. This is your vessel, your car. If you don't maintain your car will conk out. It'll run out of gas. The engine blows out because you're not getting maintenance done to it. The tires blow out. Like, come on. You can't paint your car, change your tires, and just do all the cosmetic work on it without understanding that you also have to do internal work. Internal work on your vessel means you. Hey, Dominic, my kid is on board. I love you so much, my kid. I'll call you later. You know me, Pops is always so fucking busy. So, Dominic is one of my kids. So, everyone say hi to Dominic. He comes on quite often. Hi, Regilio. Nice to see you, my friend. And Stephanie. Nate says, I try and walk daily, even with my mobility issues. Freewheeling downhill in my wheelchair when I can walk Exactly. And I didn't isolate you from this conversation, Nate, or anyone else who's immobile, okay? Anyone else who's immobile here, I'm not isolating you from that. I'm not taking you out. You too. Get it. If you're in a wheelchair, you know what I'm talking about, friends. You're part of the situation. Get out, roll yourself around. That is very important. That's self-care, and that's taking care of your vessel too. Seeing the beautiful sun, running around in your wheelchair, all of those things will also take care of you, and it's a part of exercise. Exercise is for everybody. everybody, not just people who can be mobile, right? So there's that. So as we know, holidays can be very traumatic, very intense, very draining. If you spent a lot of time with your family, everyone always has some family drama during the holidays. And that's why we're talking about self-care today. Because I don't want you to start the new year on that downward slope, okay? Good morning, MC on YouTube. It's nice to see you. I love you too. So let's understand what self-care is. Self-care is coffee. Self-care is always having the things in your life that make you feel grounded, make you feel happy, whatever that is, right? Whatever that is. Coffee makes me happy. I love having my coffee in the morning and having conversation with you guys. That's self-care on some levels. Self-care is also what? Saying I'm okay every day. Self-care is saying, maybe I need to stay in bed for an hour or two more than I usually do. Self-care is saying, today I don't feel like doing this thing that I have to do every day. I'm going to take the day off. That's self-care. There's all levels of self-care. Self-care is taking care of your vessel. Remember how I feel about food, about exercise, about mental health care. Why don't we talk about mental health care? Why do you guys think we don't talk about? Hi, Carlisle. Thank you, my friend. Good morning, Dana and Mitchell. Is it Michelle or Mitchell Mendez? And Alistair says, I walk to work and back every day, and I've lost 2 stones to help. Right on. 2 stones is a lot. I forgot, how much does a stone equal? Like 12 pounds, right? I can't remember. We're all, in America, we're like in the Stone Age. We're like crazy. We don't even like have we're the only ones that don't use metric. It's just ridiculous and embarrassing. Here we are separating ourselves. Libby says, fighting myself, missing the days when I called cutting. Yes, Libby, right? I'm a cutter too. So we all know what cutting is, and that's when you really need your self-care, right? So Leah, good morning, says, today is my Earth birthday. Self-care all day. Where's my coffee? All right. Right on, Leah. Way to go. Okay, so 1 stone is 15 pounds. So you lost 2 stone. Wow, congratulations. That's a nice amount of weight to lose if that's what you were looking for. Yes. Good morning, Rain. Nice to see you, and hope coffee is right here. Everyone get your coffee. Self-care. Taking care of you. That's what we need to talk about. Because again, we haven't really talked about our vessel. We haven't talked about our vessel. I know it sounds all creepy and cultish. We haven't talked about our bodies. Our bodies are the things that get us through the world. They get us through the world. This is your engine. Don't ever forget that. Your brain is your engine of your vessel. If you understand how important those things do work together, if you have a hard time understanding that, think of your car. If your engine isn't working, your car won't go. If your engine isn't really in tip-top shape, you could take a long drive and conk out. Okay? Good morning, Ellen from Wisconsin. It's nice to see you. We're talking about self-care this morning because it's so important during this time. Sarah says, good morning, Buck. How can I self-care my self-esteem about my professional job? That's a really good question. Well, I think I need to know a little bit more deeper about your job, but your self-esteem, so I guess I need to know more of the circumstances. I am kind of going to guess and say that maybe you're not getting a lot of positive feedback in your job, so you're not sure whether or not you're performing positively enough, right? Leah says, my better half and I both suffer from CPTSD and depression. You're in control of your mind and love yourself. Yeah, I don't know if you use cannabis, but it's a real great product, CBD, to help you with your PTSD without using medication, right? Karen says, oh, so should I probably put... You can drink beer all you want. If you drink beer in the morning, that's your coffee, you go right ahead, my friend. No shaming here. I don't care what you do, as long as you understand you are number one and you are first. Alex says, when I was young and in school, my mom would let me take mental health days whenever I needed it. Wow, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. All right, Scotland's in the house. Good morning, Irene. It's nice to see you. Hi, Rachel. Rachel says, caring for our mental health is just as important. So, here we go. Why are we not talking about mental health? I don't understand. Leah says meditation and cannabis, it's still not legal. meditation isn't legal. Cannabis is going to be legal real soon all over the world. All over the world. So just hold up. It's coming. Let me drink a little bit of my coffee. And the one who asked me about self-esteem in your professional career, talk to me about that. And Florida's in the houses too. All right, right on. In Arizona, because Katie. Hi, Katie. How are you? Okay, cannabis is illegal in lots of places, but don't worry, it's going to be legalized everywhere very soon. Very soon. I use cannabis. As you know, I have a cannabis company, Pride Cannabis, pridewellness.net. And you know what? I'm 30 years sober and I use cannabis. It changed my life. I believe in it as a medication. It's real. Nobody can ever tell me I'm not sober 30 years. I don't use alcohol. I don't use drugs. Those were the two things that took me out. I wake up every day fresh in my mind after using cannabis at night, ready to go. I'm successful. I'm focused. I'm happy. I'm not a drug addict. I don't rely on my cannabis. I travel the world without my cannabis sometimes. So it's bullshit behavior when we keep telling people that cannabis is a gateway drug. If it was a problem for you, then it could be a gateway drug. But if it's something that you've never used or you never really had a problem with, it is not a gateway drug. I didn't have a problem with it when I was using drugs and alcohol. My problems were cocaine, crack, all kinds of uppers, alcohol. I don't use any of that anymore. That's why when I drink Red Bull, I feel like I did methamphetamines. And so really, that's a drug for me. Red Bull is a sort of drug for me. Cannabis is not. It never makes me feel like drinking. It never makes me feel like doing cocaine. It never makes me feel like going out of my own sobriety. Remember what we started this conversation with? Taking care of you. Understanding your own needs. Nobody can tell you what your needs are, and nobody can tell you what's good for you or bad for you. Nobody can say that to you. So nobody can say, oh, you can't use cannabis because that's bad for you. Are you fucking kidding me? Cannabis, just go and do any studies on cannabis right now. You will see people are using it for PTSD, anxiety, right? Sleeplessness. Not only that, they're using it for cancer. They're using it for epilepsy. It is one of the most amazing medications out there right now. Fast growing for a reason. Good morning, Camila. Did I say that? Hi, Sarah. Sarah says, I feel that I rush myself too much and get caught up in my thoughts. I feel that a dark cloud above my head. Cannabis might be the right thing for you, my friend. Now, I want to say this to everybody. We all have thoughts of depression. That's a very human thing. We all get caught up in negativity. We all get caught up in drama. We all get caught up in maybe wanting to help the world. We all get caught up in a lot of things that make us get into a funk. That's why you have to recognize that funk. Recognize, why am I feeling so down? Why am I feeling so shitty? Recognize your surroundings. Recognize what are the things that are making you feel upset. What are the things that are making, and why? And why? You can't just walk away from feeling upset and going, I'm just going to remove that. Why is it making you feel upset? Why are you feeling angry at, let's use the example, at your sister? Why are you feeling angry at your sister today? Why are you feeling angry that you need to say things to her? Look at the whole picture. Understand your environment creates you. The environment around, here's another example. It's not legal in Australia, but hopefully it will be very soon, my friend. Very, very soon. My brother is giving my 14-year-old niece cannabis oil for her epilepsy. Right on, Tony. That is brilliant. Benny says, so too, depression is real. 100%. 100%. Depression is a real thing. Rogelio says, since have so many benefits, the pharmaceutical said it was bad because, yeah, it's money. It's money. You cause your own ailments by living in your pain. Michelle says it's legal in Michigan. Brandon says, I'd smoke down today, but I'm trying to get a supervisor position. I don't. See, and the fact that we can't use cannabis because we might get tested, but if you're tested and you have a drink of alcohol in your test, how do they react to that? Wouldn't you rather have people using cannabis than alcohol? Do you know that alcohol consumption has gone down while cannabis consumption has gone up? Watch how the world changes. Watch how the energy changes. Watch how people react to things differently. I don't like alcohol. I believe alcohol creates a lot of problems in this world. I don't think there's one single benefit, one single health benefit to using alcohol. But I think there's a million health benefits to using cannabis. Let me know your thoughts on that. I mean, I know a lot of you drink out there, and that's fine. I'm not making a judgment on you and you're drinking. Lots of people can drink, and that's fine. But think about it. What does alcohol do that's positive for our bodies? Shauna uses it for anxiety and PTSD, which is what I use it for, anxiety and sleeplessness. Leah says, I walked out. It is stupid, Brendan. I walked out on a job because I was accused of being high when I simply worked through my pain 2 months ago. I was an assistant manager, but my health, 100%. I commend you for that, Leah. I commend you for that. Fuck off. This is my medication. But it's okay for me to be taking oxycodone because it's a prescription drug. Shame on us. We should be fighting against oxy. That shit should not be in any one of your bodies. It does nothing for anybody. It's the most highly addictive medication on the market. It is taking people out daily. It is killing people. It is putting people in comas. It is putting people in a place of homelessness because all they do is want to fucking eat more of that shit. How many homeless cannabis users do you know? Come on. It's not real. It's not real. It's so shameful that we keep shaming a medication that is so positive, amazing, yet we fucking put on a pedestal oxy, which is taking people out on a daily basis, and we don't have a conversation. We don't have a conversation about that, but everyone's freaked out about cannabis. It is so obviously propaganda. It's propaganda. Good morning, Sister Nova. Says, I'm in Utah on vacay. Cannabis is legal here. Obviously, since I've been here, feds raided a tobacco and pipe shop for selling CBD. CBD is legal. 100%. Depends on the type of... But this is the bullshit. Why are they raiding for CBD? Why aren't they going and raiding for Oxy? For people who are hoarding Oxy and selling it illegally. Stop wasting time. Alcohol is a depressant, Christine. It doesn't make anybody feel good. It's fake. It's a fake feeling of good, right? Yeah, Leah, killing us is more profitable. 100%. 100%, kids. 100%. Karen says, okay, awesome. I'll take your advice on this. You're right. Tomorrow is a green day. Let's get back to self-care, which cannabis is part of self-care. Cannabis is part, whatever you need to help yourself feel better. You have to understand, I believe in natural medication. I believe in things that have least amount of addictive qualities. Though, let's talk for real here. Coffee. I'm totally addicted to coffee. 100%. I have a coffee machine, an espresso machine, as you know. I live for my Nespresso coffee. I am addicted to coffee, 100%. Now, let me ask you this question. Libby says, that's why I don't ever mention my pain levels to my doc. I just try to shove pills down your throat. It's sickening. Yes, totally. Good morning, Alex. Yeah, sister says, and I've also learned while I've been here that they encourage alcohol. Totally. They encourage alcohol consumption. Desiree, good morning, says, because in Washington State, the laws make turning the flower into other form is a felony. That's going to change. There's too much money involved. Too much money involved. This new administration, the people of the United States of America, a lot, are very much into how much money we can make. That's all they care about. They don't care about creating an environment of wellness, creating an environment of how do we take care of our vessel? Alcohol, pharmaceutical drugs, all of those things do zero for your body. They do zero for your mind. They do zero to create a positive environment for you. Whereas things like CBD oil, RSO, anything cannabis related, if you didn't have a problem with it, you're gonna benefit on some level. You know, there's THC and CBD. Do a little research. Go to my website, pridecannabis.com. You can do some research. Easy. Google CBD. So, Leah says, money is what drives anger and hatred. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? Talk to me a little bit about that. I want to know how you're feeling during the holidays. Do you know when you're feeling down and out that you can fix that situation by getting out of the energy that's creating that? Because the energy around you creates your. I got to take this off. Oh, don't report me for nudity. Remember last time when I took my jacket off, somebody said, report Buck for nudity. Why are people so concerned with what other people are doing? Why are why? Why are people so concerned with what other people are doing? I know why. I want to know what you think about that. That's a real thing that's happening a lot. Not just our community, in a new generation. In a new generation, people are so this idea of holding people accountable, transparency. What does that mean to you? That means that's scary. Those two words are very scary to me. Transparent means you have what? You're transparent to the world, which means you have to tell every dirty little secret or every little thing that you've done in your life to be transparent. Think about it. Just think about it for one moment. It's a quite scary thought. Or being held accountable. Who are you to tell me that I need to be held accountable for my actions because you don't like my actions? You guys don't think. Gay FDM book. Can you do me a favor and talk to me first before you post that specific link? I have something to talk to you about, but I would like to do that offline. But I'll leave that on here right now. But I want to talk to you about that real quick. So, people thrive, and it's okay to create links and put links out on here. Okay, do that. But this one specific link I want to talk to you about privately. Brandon said it's all about control. When you can't take the reins in your own life, you try to control others and the things around you. 100%. I do think that. I do think that. Janice says some people are miserable. Janice, good morning, my friend. Is all, yeah. No, don't worry. I don't want you to, don't worry about it, my friend Pete. Don't worry about it. I just want to talk to you a little bit about some things I want to tell you about. You know, I get told a lot of things behind the scenes. I get sent a lot of messages. I get sent a lot of things that people don't want to post publicly because they don't want to be shot down. People, for some reason, don't really want to have facts. They just don't. There's a new generation of people that say calling out is being responsible. It is not being responsible. I disagree. My opinion. There's ways to call people out in our community. There's ways to hold people accountable. But who are you to say? Who are you to say that you're the one to hold that person accountable? And who are you to say that your belief in what I do is not the right thing, so that now I need to be held accountable because of my toxic, you see this? Because of my toxic masculinity. But it's toxic to you, but it's not toxic to me, and it's not toxic to a lot of other people. So that's the point where we get into dangerous, territory. When your thought is that I need to be held accountable, or it's your thought that I need to be transparent. Who are you? Who are you? Who's the leader? Pete says, I love that you always create a safe space for conversation. This is why a way of showing care. Thank you, my friend. Yes. Libby says, am I loco or some of the Fun Boy boxes up there empty? Oh no, those are the clear ones. Look, we also made it in clear. See that? It's the new, it'll be on my site today. It goes up for sale. I'm so excited. These are the new Packers and play toys. I mean, you could do so many great things with this. Amazing. So we made them in clear and we made them in black so that you're just seeing the black one. So, but this isn't a commercial. I don't want to be selling you people. I don't want to be like all focused on that. You know I have it. And if you want it, you know to go to buckangel.com. That's it. So if you have questions about it, ask me. But this isn't a show to sell you product. It's not that. But that said, yes, this is our new product, our product. Ooh, I'm very excited. I'm gonna do some videos with it on, so you can see. It's so many things. But let's get back to our conversation, okay? So yeah, what were we talking about? God, I have too many things on my mind. Taking care of ourselves, holding each other accountable. I don't understand this. Can somebody explain that to me? And it's just my thought. I believe holding people accountable, those words are scary. Those words are scary. Those words feel very cultish to me. Like if you go outside of the system, all of a sudden, you're not one of us. Remember Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Did you guys ever see that movie? Good morning, Lauren. Nice to see you on Facebook. Did any of you ever see that movie, Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Leah says, no more thoughts is purely just why we are at this point. And yes, and why we encourage thought on the B Cup. Why we encourage conversation. Why we encourage opinions. Oh, good morning, Wendy. Nice to see you, my friend. I hope you have your coffee. It is important. Important that we encourage each other's thought process individual. That we don't all think alike. We're not all robots. I'm not calling you. I want to know again, real quick. How many of you have ever seen Invasion of the Body Snatchers? And if you haven't seen it, you have to go see it. It's on Netflix. It's on Amazon. It's on all the free. It's free. Probably on YouTube. The old original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I think there's a new one. Because I'm going to use it as an example. Remember when you weren't an invasion? Remember when you weren't one of those pods? And remember when you weren't one of the people? And they knew you weren't one of the people? And what do? They're like, ah, 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 ah. That's what it feels like to me sometimes. So put that in the context of today. When you don't speak, act, belong, call out, transparent, you're in the invasion of the body snatchers. That means everyone, this is calling out. You're not one of us. You're not one of us. Watch the movie. You will fucking get it like that. Irresponsible behavior on the part of a new community. Irresponsible behavior on the part of people. Irresponsible behavior to teach people to call out on the internet in front of 1 billion people. When it's not fact, it's only your opinion. There's a difference between fact. There's also a really nice way to do things. Respect somebody else. Even if you don't like their opinion, if you don't like what they're doing, respect them. Call them out behind scenes. Easily you can send an email to somebody, you can send a direct message, you can send so many things that aren't internet-based, so you shame. When you call somebody out because you don't like them, you are shaming. You are publicly shaming somebody with no facts, with what you think. Karen says, hey, I really gotta go, but thanks for sharing your thoughts. No, go, my friend. Have a beautiful day. I'm probably supporting your sweet teas over here in Sweden. I love you too, my friend. Christine says, I saw Invasion of the Body Snatchers years ago. I have to compliment you. Many years ago, you wrote a poem that helped inspire me. Right on, my friend, Christine. Leah says, forget what you've been told to think. Believe in your own thoughts. Your thoughts are real. They are not. And stop discounting the fact that you're allowed to have your own opinion. You're allowed to have your own thoughts. You are allowed to be an individual. That's called humanity. You are a human before you are trans. You are a human before you are gay. You are a human before you're a lesbian. You are a human before you are LGBTQIA. You are a human before you are in a transgender umbrella. Come back to your humanity. Come back to understanding that you are just an individual in a sea of individuality. And if you lose your individuality, you have now become what? A body snatcher. You've become a body snatcher. You've been indoctrinated into the cult. You've been told and misled. You've been misled, my friend. You've been misled. If you are not thinking for yourself, but you're thinking in terms of a community, and you're thinking in terms of rules of a community, and if you don't think this community has created rules, you are very, very wrong. And it is a dangerous slope that we have been put down. We are teetering. We are teetering right now because people like us are trying to pull us back. People like the B Cup are trying to pull us back. And the other people are trying to pull us down. When we go down, guess what happens? Guess what happens when you go down? Try coming back up. It ain't going to happen. It's the same thing that happened to our democracy in our country. We don't have this is not a democracy anymore. This is a fascist regime. What do you think is happening here? We've become a fascist regime within our community, telling each other how to be, telling each other how to walk. Report him. Report me for nudity? Are you fucking kidding me? Because I'm sitting here with my shirt off like a million other guys do, but report me for nudity. Think about it for 1 minute while I have a sip of coffee. If you don't think that's fascist and you don't think that's cult-like, that's not our community only reign. That's not our country. That's our community. That's our community. That's scary. How can we do that? How can we tell each other how to be? That is so incredibly fascist and authoritative and telling us how to be. Why are we not telling people to fuck off? Why are we letting this we are. It's our fault for falling into line. We fell into line. Instead of staying out of line and say, no, I don't believe that. I'm not scared to tell you. I'm not scared to tell you that I don't believe in a lot of the shit that's going on in this community. I don't believe it. I'm not part of it. And why I separated myself from it immediately when I saw the insanity happening. And yes, I did say insane. I said insane. Remember, context and intent. If you continually tell us we cannot use words because they represent that, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Words have different intent, context, meaning. You cannot remove words because they hurt your feelings or they only reflect one thing. Words are ever-changing. Meanings are ever-changing. Content and intents are probably the most important thing that comes from using a word. If I use the word insane against you, that could be probably not a great thing. You're insane. That's shaming and shitty. But if I say this whole thing is insane, the context of me using that word is saying we're off, we're moving around, we're not focused. And the fact that we even have to make conversation and sort of accuse us is make accusations that all of a sudden you're using a word that isn't. That's your opinion. Jenna says, Buck, block whoever made that comment. What comment? Reporting you for being shirtless is like wiping before you poop. Don't make no... I don't see the comment. Everything is falling and being divided, and it's insane. People who report others should automatic. Oh, no, it was a long time ago, Janice. I always use it. They were just being trolls. They never came back. Because they can fuck off. I'll be here shirtless for the rest of my life and nobody can say a thing. It's not... Oh, God. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, people. Stop it. Stop it. Stop forcing us to go into... Stop us being pushed into a hole. It's 9:15, kids. I love you. Hi, Smash. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. I'm going to drink a little of my coffee, and we're going to get on to our day. We're going to do self-care. That's what we're going to do today because it's a lot going on with the holidays, the New Year coming. So before I go, I want to just tell YouTube, goodbye, my friends. I love you guys on YouTube. Thank you for always coming and joining us for the conversation. I'm going to look into fixing the stream for the next year. I don't know why it's so low. But, don't forget about Buck's Balm. It's very important.